Bad economy, huge opportunity. Hello, everyone. My name is Tessa, and I am the Director of Marketing at IdeaPros. And we have a great topic for you today. And I am so excited to see you all here. I have Cary, who's going to join us in just 1 second. But while we're waiting for him, let me know if you're watching live, #live, or #replay if you're catching the replay. As you know, IdeaPros is all about helping entrepreneurs, and this is a really big topic that people are, it's a lot of the conversations that are going on around the world right now is it a bad economy? And what Fred is here to tell us is that this is actually a really big opportunity. So, hey, Fred. Oh, you're on mute. Hold
Oh,
on. Hello.
how are you?
Welcome. Good, good. And let
Hi,
us know in the
everybody. You
chat
want to have
if you
some
guys are
water?
doing. Yes, now Fred has water, so he can talk all about this topic. So, bad economy, big opportunity, huge opportunities are out there right now.
Gotta love a recession.
I don't know about that. I don't know, but I mean, hey, I see the opportunity in it because of you. So tell us more.
Well, yeah, by the end, you're gonna see the opportunity. So why don't we take ourselves back to 2008 when the world collapsed, the housing market collapsed, everything was devastating. 2023, 2008, really not that long ago. Not that long ago. But there's some household words that really started during that period of time. Uber, you think it's been around forever? Started in 2009. Airbnb, same period of time. Stripe, um, we got several others, but we'll focus on some of those. But those companies all started when things were really bad, when the economy was really down, and there are a couple of reasons that we think that they've been around forever, and they are household words, and you can't imagine life without them. And yet, they're really only 14, 15 years old, these companies, and they have taken over the world in the sense of their respective industries. And they did so during the time when nobody was lending money, when everybody was hunkering down, where people were losing their homes, people were losing their jobs, and these companies are ruling the world. And they started during that period of time. So, in this conversation, we're going to talk about how that happens, why that happens, and why some of the most successful companies in the world, starting all the way back with General Electric, started during really bad times because they had innovators that saw bad as an opportunity to be good. And that's what we're going to dig into. That's what I want you guys to think about. And I want you to look for your own individual opportunities. They're going to be different for every single company. I can't tell you what to do for your particular situation, your project, your company, your business, but I can give you the guidelines of what you should be looking at, thinking about, and adjusting in order that maybe you could be the next Uber, or at the very least, you can turn this bad time into real success for your organization.
Absolutely. And you had a couple, and I know you were Airbnb, Stripe, WhatsApp, Uber. I mean, those are some of the ones that we were talking about right before the live. And so you're going to give us some thoughts about how people do change this path. They can change their future in these times as well. So you are going to give some advice, but more of what these companies are doing, what they put into place, right?
Yeah, yeah, and we'll start with some general advice that happens, and then we'll go into why those companies took this advice I'm about to give you and used it to their advantage, used it to their benefit. And finally, we're going to give you an opportunity, and it may not apply for everybody, but you should check it out. Sequoia is a huge venture capital firm. They started a brand new seed fund with a couple of $100 million, and they're looking for raw startup companies. They have a competition going on. We'll tell you more about it, and hopefully, Tessa, you can find a link or something.
Yes, I have the link.
Sweet, Tessa's on all the time. So, look, what happens during a recession or during a time when finances get strangled and things are harder to do? There's a couple of really direct opportunities. Number one is all the people that are your suppliers, if you've started a business already, they're feeling the pinch, they're feeling the pain. And there's an opportunity for you to go to those suppliers and double down and say, hey, I want more product, I want more benefits, I want to use more of your services, but I want to pay less for those services. And companies want to stay in business, they want to be able to have that cash flow, and if you have the opportunity to work with organizations and actually tighten your relationship with them when times are tough, then you can take advantage not only immediately because you're coming to their support when times are tough, but in the long term because now you've created a loyal vendor, a loyal relationship that they're going to do whatever they can for you even when times get really good again. Okay, so look at the things that you're trying to do, negotiate new deals. Now, the biggest thing, the thing that all these other companies in downturns really took advantage of is understanding their customer. You have a message for your customer, and that message is designed to resonate and create a bond between you and the person, the people that are buying your product or your service. That message needs to be looked at during economic hard times and maybe needs to be adjusted, right? So you start out with the relationship that you have, but the reality is you need to be empathetic to the nature of your customers' concerns. So the very first thing you have to understand is, who is my customer? And a lot of people don't get that. They don't understand the persona that makes up that average person, the sweet spot customer that you have. The first thing you have to do is get in touch with that, get in tune with that, understand who you're speaking to. Because once you understand who you're speaking to, now you can start figuring out what their pain points are.
Absolutely. And we actually covered that last week on the Friday Live. So if you didn't watch that, go back to last week and check it out, because we did go into a lot of depth on that. I did. We did talked about target audience and how to really zero in and figure out the exact target audience and what their pain points and their desires are.
Right. Good.
Yeah.
So that now forces you to watch last
yes.
week as well.
Go back.
Okay. So now you have a situation where you found your sweet spot, you found your ideal customer. Now, because you have that, now you can do research and find out, how are they likely to change the way they interact with me as a company during an economic downtime? And what can I offer that's going to make that downtime better for them? Maybe I offer, if I have a service that is like a monthly recurring service, maybe I offer a discount. Maybe I offer an opportunity to stretch payments. Maybe I offer a lower price model of what I have that people really need. You need to lead with empathy. You should always lead with empathy, but during times like this, if you understand the pain that your customer is going through and you're empathetic to that pain, customers remain loyal during these painful times, and they'll return to your brand over the long term, the long run. Okay, so look at things that are your value proposition on your website. Maybe the messaging has to change. Maybe it's something like, look, we know you're going through a hard time. We're all going through hard times, and this is what we're doing about it. And buy 3 of these and you get 1 free, or buy this and don't pay for X amount of time, or we've partnered up with this payment processing company where you can make 6 equal payments and not pay any interest. All the things that are going to alleviate the pain but continue to have people buy for you. It's a tactical implication that you have to really think about as a brand, so that you can service your customer even though their times are more difficult. So is that messaging that you have in line with your customers' current priorities, your customers' current interests? They may have been different 6 months ago. Dust it off. What are those interests now? Does your website reflect what you can do, what you can show to show that you care? Okay, that's
And
one thing.
and a lot of that is actually talking to your audience so you know what their mental state is on the situation too. Understand what they're going through better by actually, surveys or talking directly with your client customer base to find out. And you
Yeah,
can also listen on social media and see what people are saying and how they're wording things that they're going through too.
yeah. So think really critically about your value proposition, your your overall tone, the voice of your brand, so that you can continue to resonate with your customers in your marketing materials. Think about this. If you are clueless as a brand, right? The way people will see you as clueless as a brand is, you know, I'll just pick a brand, okay? I'm a travel. There's no better time in the world to travel right now. Well, that's not necessarily true. We're losing our money. Our interest rates are going up. We have tons of people in the technology space are being laid off, hundreds of thousands of jobs in big tech companies. So that message that worked after the pandemic, if somebody hears you saying that same thing right now, they're going to look at you and think this company is clueless. They don't get me. Just like if you're talking to another human being and that human being didn't even realize there had been a pandemic and didn't realize that we're in an economic downturn, and they talk to you, you're going to think, man, this person doesn't get it. Same thing with a company. So if your message is that travel site before was what an amazing time to travel, and now the message is, you know what? Traveling is harder, and we found these amazing deals at really low cost that you can take advantage of right now. Have the fun you want to have without spending the money you used to spend. Now I'm reading that and going, wow, these guys get it. And yeah, I want to travel. Let me try that. So just change up your message when times are bad. Um, there's other things that you can do as well, and that is kind of a more of a global type of thing. Like, and I'm going to get into specific companies now when I talk about this, why certain companies really made it during bad times. And so your company may not have even launched yet or is getting ready to launch, just like uh, Uber was getting ready to launch and Venmo were getting ready to launch when it was a real bad recession coming up, which actually went from late 2007 through at least halfway through 2009. So it wasn't just there for a little bit of time. Okay, so you had companies like NerdWallet. Uh, they came out. What was NerdWallet? Well, that was helping people manage their expenses and looking at things, finding ways for people to trim down the expenses they had. They really took off because it was right in the middle of a recession when that happened. You know, the guy was let's see, 39 years, no, 30, yeah, about 39 years old when he started the company. Um, he had lost his own job and started that company because he was able to recognize, hey, people need help with their financing, trimming their expenses. Let's look for things in there that are fluff that people don't need. Okay, Uber launched in the beginning of 2009. You know, when you think of Uber, I think it's been around forever, and 2009, it's not that long ago, and they launched while we were still in a recession, and it was billed as a cheaper way, an efficient way for you to be able to travel without hailing a taxi. But what else did they have that was going on? It was a way for other people to make more money during a recession, during a time where their own ability to have income was reduced. So, what do? You're in a bad economic time. Here's an opportunity for you to have a side hustle. And here's an opportunity for you, Mr. Customer, to be able to get the equivalent of a taxi to your door on demand at a lesser price than you would pay for a taxi. So it was a win win situation, started in a really, really bad time. Those people didn't give up, they went for it and they got it. Another one, who was the founder of that? Andrew Mason started Groupon. He first started, it was called The Point, and I started it in 2007. Okay, 2007, just before that recession hit. And of course, what is Groupon all about? Getting things at a cheaper cost. It was an opportunity for people who wanted to not spend as much to be able to have these deals, but it was also an opportunity for businesses that were struggling to be able to get more customers in, to have that cash flow they needed to keep the doors open. Okay, that's that's another one that I think today there's over 20 million active customers on Groupon. Started in a really bad way. Venmo, 2009. Right.
Everything was in that time frame that you've got. These are great examples.
Well, because I'm only picking companies
We're
that
like, I'm very
that
specific.
period of time. But it's shocking when you look at it, it's shocking how many companies really doubled down during that period of time instead of saying, "Oh my God, now what else can happen?" We had the pandemic, and we had the Russian war that's messing up the world, and now we're going into a recession. That's a time to really look and take advantage of every opportunity that you have, no matter what company you have. Venmo, of course, it was a pretty cool deal, and they ended up getting acquired 4 years later. 4 years later, for $800 million by PayPal. Uh,
Yes, please.
right? And here's something that was started just to make. Oh, and here's another good example, because everybody tells me, "What am I going to do? There's a competitor out there." Venmo was a competitor to PayPal. Venmo does the same thing basically than PayPal, just did it in a kind of a sexier way for young people. And this was inspired by um, one of the co-founders really thought about it. He left his wallet home when he was going to visit a college friend, and they thought, wow, this would be a really good way to transfer money between acquaintances, like we go out in a restaurant, do things like that. And so it was differentiated from PayPal, but similar type concept. And here, one of you could have been sitting there at that same table and said, you know what? PayPal already exists, man. You've identified PayPal. This is a stupid idea. Let's have another beer. Instead, they went for it. They went for it in a down economy. $800 million. Okay.
So
Um,
true.
Here's another one that everybody uses. And again, the reason I picked these companies, and there's a bunch more, and I can go back historically where Google started during the dot-com bust and go back further and further. There's plenty of opportunities to show you where really amazing companies started in really bad times. So WhatsApp. I mean, to me, WhatsApp's been around forever. February 2009. That's when it was founded. And again, they were a couple of engineers working for Yahoo. They basically saw that they went through the dot-com bubble and burst when they experienced what happened with Yahoo, left in 2007, and then in 2009, they basically bought an iPhone and started trying to find ways where you could communicate between iPhones and Androids in a really good way, and they started it up. Now I got to tell you, 5 years later, they were acquired by Facebook, who became Meta. Anybody want to guess how much they got acquired for in 5 years from starting in a really horrible economy?
Put your guess in the chat, guys.
Yeah,
Or it's gonna give you
wait a minute.
away.
No peeking. Don't look at anything. Just, just okay.
All right, they're not very speedy at typing.
Well, I'm going to tell you. Um, they were acquired for 19 billion with a B dollars. 5 years later, again, another company started during a really bad time. So those are just some examples to show you that the contrarians are the ones that really make it. The ones that look at these times as opportunities. Um, Kyle was talking about Grunt, try Grunt, right? Those are gig jobs. This is a perfect time for your app, Kyle. This is an app that is awesome because it helps people in construction industry or even people that are doing projects at home. You forget this, you need an extra box of nails, you need more stripping for your carpet, you need much bigger things when you're on a construction site. Well, the Grunt folks will go out and get that stuff and deliver it to you. Perfect as a side gig. Again, there's that Uber side of it. That number one, you have the convenience for if I'm a small contractor and I'm on a job, I have to go out. I have to send either me or one of my guys out for half a day to go pick up $50 worth of stuff. I've lost a half day's worth of work, and using something like Grunt, I can save the time to get my job done earlier so I can get another job and make more money because I'm not working as many hours for my money. And on the other side, it's a side hustle for people who are going to work for Grunt. Okay, this is a great time to double down on something like that. So Robert said 800 million. Was that? Hopefully that.
Did it right at the same time. It was just a little delayed.
Okay. So 800 million, 19 billion. Uh,
Big difference.
Yeah, so crazy. But 800 million was the amount that the other acquisition was for the Venmo, which was actually, in hindsight, a major steal. So let's talk about Sequoia. Can you give us the information on Sequoia
Yes.
and their ARC
Yes, I
program?
can put it up. Actually, I'm going to put the link in the chat for you guys. And so it's in the chat, and then I'm going to share my screen so you guys can check it out. All right. So do you want to tell us about what they've got going on, or do you want me to scroll through the page?
So Sequoia is an amazing venture capital firm, and all the biggest companies you can think of, they were right there from the very beginning in the seed. Companies like Uber, companies like Google, right from the very beginning. And they've been dedicated to really uh, helping out startups. Doesn't mean that all of you that are watching are going to be the right type of company to apply. But it's good to go in there and look and see what they're doing because you can see that there's money available right from the very beginning. I'm going to read you something that Sequoia wrote to me. And by the way, they didn't write it just to me, they wrote it to other people as well. Uh, but they wrote this. Over the last 50 years, we've experienced every cycle of economic euphoria and economic gloom. While markets gyrate, outlier founders building outlier companies persist. They embrace constraints, unlock creative advantages, and make technical leaps that are determined to endure. And they mention Airbnb, Block, Stripe, WhatsApp. They all emerged during the Great Recession. And we're confident that the next legends are being formed in this moment, and we strive to be their first true believers. And so Sequoia just launched a new seed fund, an ARC, where seed stage companies can get $500,000 to $1 million and training on how to get to that next level. They're accepting applications through February 5th.
And you
February
can go
5th.
to the link that I put in the chat. If you scroll down just a little ways, it has this information. You can apply for it.
Yeah, and again, go through the exercise. Even if you don't have the right type of company for it, if you read through what they have on there, this is a good exercise to be able to show you that there's money out there, no matter what the economic times are. In fact, when you're betting on a company during bad economic times and you're betting on the long run, it's even better because you're probably going to get a better valuation from that company. Your money is going to have to go to work for 3, 4, 5 years, right? When they invested in Google, it was probably 8 years before they started seeing a return. This stuff doesn't happen overnight, but the creativity that takes place during down times really boils up to the surface, and they can see the people who are persistent during bad times are the ones that they want to bet on because they're the ones that are more likely to win. Because if you can be persistent during bad times, imagine how it is during good times. Okay, so hang in there. Take a look at what is going on with your customers or your future customers. Pivot, position yourself in a way that's going to take advantage of what their pain is. Be empathetic, and go check out the Sequoia thing as well. Tell me what you do. Anybody that applies, let us know. All right.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Fred. Tons of information in this show, so I appreciate it. And I'm going to let you go. And we have so many things coming up in the next couple of weeks, too. I have a product that I have in hand, and I'm not opening it because you guys have to come next week. We have Cary, which is in this box, and I'm not opening it. So you have to come back next week, and you guys can meet the creator of Cary. Cary is... So anyway, you guys.
Wait, am I still here?
You're still here.
Okay, so just want to say something about Cary. Cary and I, the founder of Cary and I, like many of our partners, have had a love-hate relationship because it's up and down and it takes forever. And finally, he woke up one day, and in fact, we just had a meeting yesterday, and he told me, Fred, you kept saying, you have to be the CEO. I can't be your CEO. You can't outsource leadership. And he said, you know what? I finally got it. And I was complaining about this or that not being done or me not having this help in this area or this other. And I finally took control and I became that CEO. And now I'm unstoppable. And now I'm doing this, I'm doing this. I got a patent. My patent came in. I'm fighting on my trademark. I'm launching the product. I found organizations I can join where I can sell thousands of these things. I'm on a roll because I am my leader. I am my CEO. So go be a leader, be your own CEO. I'm here to support you, not to make you successful. Only you can do that.
I love it. Well, thank you, Fred. And thank you for all your hard work on this, the backstory. I mean, like you said, this is a lot of work for these businesses to come to life. And so don't go there yet. We're going to feature him next week and we're going to show off the product and hear about his story too. So thank you, Fred.
They can't actually buy the product.
Yes, they can buy it right now. Do you want me to make? Oh, all right, fine.
Why make them wait a week?
It's like, just do it. Thecaddy.com.
How about Swizzy?
Get Swizzy. Can you put, Vanessa, I know you usually do put it in the chat too.
Hey, I'm not going to leave. I'm going to tell you why I'm not going to leave, because Swizzy is another great story. There's somebody, we were ready to roll, we had it going, and she and her husband were like, well, we don't have the money to do this. We can't do this. And literally for a year, they didn't do anything. They finally came back and said, you know what? We're going to do it. They went out, ordered their first 5,000 units. We put them together with somebody there. There she is. We put it together with somebody who is setting up the Amazon store. And from what I understand, you get your first 5,000 units in and already sold. So keep it up, get going, and let's make this a big success. Again, hang in there, hang in there, hang in there, and you're going to do really well. Takes time, ups and downs. It's part of the territory.
We have so many, even Pocket Rocket, PocketRocketGo.com. That's an energy drink that's for sale right now.
And I'm going up to Temecula tomorrow with a big case of it myself. Because
don't drink it all.
I had one this morning. Oh my God, really full of energy. But anyway, I'm taking a case up there, and I'm going to leave it with them. They want to try two things. First, they want to try to have it in their convenience area. Second, they're going to start passing them out for free at the gambling tables, which is a resort. And then they're talking about having a few of them in each hotel room, which they have 1,200 hotel rooms.
So, wow. Yeah. Wow. Raphael's
got to be so
guys.
Excited. Things are happening. Take the time. Keep working hard. I'm out of here.
All right. Bye, Fred. Thank you guys all for being here and, learning every single week. I'm so proud of you all for taking the time and being here live with us. And I know that, Odin, you're probably going to mention this, but we do have a contest going on right now. If you comment contest on our feed anytime in this So I think it was like mid-January until the end of February. All of those are entries into our contest, and we're giving away prizes. All you have to do is comment contest. Even if you're on the replay, you can comment contest on these shows. So you can go back and comment on the old ones. And let me just say, if you haven't watched that old one that is on our feed, you should probably watch them because they're really good. So yes, Odin, awesome. All right, guys. Well, we're here every Friday at noon Pacific time. I do have Cary coming up. We also want to know what topics you guys need to know about. So let us know in the chat if there's any topic about entrepreneurism, anything that you're going through in your business. Fred covers mindset. We talk about marketing. We talk about business development, team leadership, culture development, everything you can imagine in your business, because we want to give you all of our knowledge that we can, so you guys can be, so it's less stressful, because this is not an easy journey for entrepreneurs at all. So, hey, Sherry, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you. Odin, I know you're here with us. Sage, love to see you on your social profile. Love it. SageScheduler.com. That is launching soon, and I can't wait for that app to come out. Let me tell you. And Kyle over with Grunt, trygrunt.com. We have Kelly. Good to see you. And I'm just going to kind of pop back because I know we missed saying hi in the beginning. I know we have Vanessa, and we have Dr. Well, let's see. So why it's Genetic Joy is your profile, and I'm totally blanking, but oh my gosh, I cannot believe I'm blanking on your name. Anyway, amazing resource that she's bringing out as well. But we just really appreciate you guys taking the time. And if you haven't already, hit the bell to get reminders, or there's a little link in this and you can actually request text or email updates when we go live. And we're going to start getting into also, because I'm all about social sharing, we're going to start getting into where if you share out the post, we might give you a shout out with your profile on social media. So I'll put your profile up on the screen so people can start seeing it and getting familiar with your brand. So if you share this out to your base and you're selected, and we just do a random drawing of the people who share out the post, then you can get your profile featured, and we'll put it up on the screen at the end to give you a little. There you go, Dr. Clarice. I don't know why I forgot today. It's Friday, but I know you guys are all ready for the weekend and ready to take off. So I'll let y'all go. See you in next week. Have a blessed week. Bye.